public cloud solution on Azure with Bacardi Asia Pacific. So I'm looking forward to this. Let me introduce Wuti. His name is Joe. Okay, it says here, and mano mai wibun kotonaka. Managing Director for Ecartstudio Company Limited, Thailand. Can you come up, Joe? Thank you. Sorry about your name.
Good morning, everyone. Again, I have to speak in English now. Well, my name is Wutikor Mano Mai Vibun. It might be the longest name ever. Today, we like to present the software called LBIS. It stands for Location-Based Information System. This application, let me give you the overview for the company a little bit. Our company, we are the affiliation by the Lockset Group public company. So we started 8 years ago to develop. Our specialize on the web-based application and also the location-based application. So make it easier. Basically, we develop our own map engine and our own application that connect to the mobile device like iPad, Android, everything. With the customer requirement. So basically, we start this application from a couple of things, like how we connect together between the guy on the field and the guy at the office. Most of the time when you go to the field, you have to wait until they come back and they send the data back to you. Now imagine you can connect right away from the iPad or Android. With the application right now that we have, we can connect with the GPS and also the pictures. So everything sent direct from the device to the centralized. All the executive people can manage data and also think about the analysis of data right away. Another thing that we have, right now we're moving to the cloud because our clients let's think about the cloud. When we go to the cloud, we have the international. So the world is like very small now. You can sit on the central office and look through everyone around you. Like, okay, where's the guy in Hong Kong? Where's the guy in Singapore? And where's the guy in Thailand? What they're doing? So basically, with the cloud system, you can move all the equipment. You don't have to invest server every country. Now you move to the cloud. You can view all the information right away to your screen. Even the iPad. If you go to the site, you can sit there and bring the iPad or Android or Windows 8 and look around. Okay, where's my store located around here? Everything is come together with a piece of system. Okay, basic concept on the LBIS is start the idea with the GIS and MIS combined together. Imagine we have a GIS, like we have location, we have like the polygon of the area. Now we can combine with the MIS. Imagine like, for example, if you have the data for the outlet store. Now, the outlet information such as the name of the owner, the telephone, the volume of the sale, or even the number of amount of product that you sell to the company. All this information you combine. You can view in two things. First, you view as a MI, we call map intelligence. The reason why we need the map intelligence, you can view as a geographic idea. Or another thing you view as a BI. Most of the time that you cannot view to the BI because imagine like in Thailand, we have almost 8,000 tambon. If you look at the BI, you probably get lost to the Excel. But if you look at the MI, you can see right away where's a part that has more cells, where's a part that has a less cells by looking at the map automatic. Okay, now basically this year we remove everything to the Microsoft Azure. So we have the full product that work together. We start with the second one we call LB map. The reason why we have to develop our own map because think about security. When we use a public map, most of the big companies, the thing they scare the most is about the data that has to go public. So by using our LB map, we guarantee that the data belong to you. We're not going to go to any map engine. But on the left-hand side, we can connect to any type of map. Because on the public map, like Google or Bing or Yahoo, you can connect to any map now, not specific to any one of them. Now for a move to the right, after we develop the map engine, we start connecting to the GIS data. Like sometimes we have like the flooding, we have like the population. Most of the data we can connect direct to the map engine. This way, it gives them like a dashboard. You can pull the map anyone, you can pull the GIS from anyone and bring overlay to the map. On the right hand, now we start developing the application called LB Web. The reason that we did that because imagine every time when you customize something, we talk about the customization, the requirement, and every time you have a new idea, you have to start over again and again. Now we start developing the system called LB Web and LB Mobile to support. LB Web is support the data architecture. So basically, the new way to do the application, you don't have to customize anymore. You just define what you want, what kind of data you're looking for, what kind of form you're looking for. Once you define the data, the system will automate, populate all the information across the web base and also the mobile. So this way, if I'm a salesperson, go outside, I have created the new one, like the new client side. The sales guy doesn't need to bring back the equipment back to office and reinstall. You can just log out and log back in. Everything will automatic synchronize to the mobile device, automatic. So the whole idea to do a system, you can see, this is like the centralized information. Imagine the guy from the field using the mobile, the guy in the office, in the headquarters, using the internet browser, or every office. If I turn on the map to like any type of map, you can see now I can control a whole world in my hand now. I can see everyone walking around and I connect. Right now you can see we support up to 5 languages. We have Thai, English, and also Korea, Japan, and China. This year we're moving to Asia, and hopefully by the end of the year we move to 7 languages. We have the German and French in the future. By looking at here, you can see this one, all the equipment now connect to the internet, to the Microsoft Azure, and go to the web, and we have our own map engine running background. So the data that's sent to the system, not just only the information. We talk about the longitude, latitude. We talk about the degree when you move the ankle, and also the pictures that we send out from the equipment. Now the guy in the office can see and make the correction if something wrong. Let's say like if the sales guy go to the store and actually take a picture from another store, now you can tell by the longitude, latitude. This is why we need the GIS location to attach with the application. On the bottom, because every company has their own GIS. Sometimes they have like the population or the cell area, something like that. Now you can connect the GIS information on the back end. So this way, a whole system is show like it works as an infrastructure in the middle. Everyone can connect to the centralized. And now, imagine like the whole world turn to be just one company. This is one example to connect to the GIS. We did application notably for the flooding last year, and what we did, like the problem that we have, the data is stay everywhere. Like this one is just a satellite image. Now you overlay with the transportation. Now you can overlay with the population. Now you can overlay with the satellite. By looking at the one screen, instead I have to go 5 different screens. Now you can look everything in one screen and make a decision right away. What should I do? Same thing. When we walk through the browser, normally the guy that go to the field, you're using the mobile. Mobile has a GPS. But the guy in the office, you have to use the map. When you move them out, people, this is what they want. GIS technology, they can handle a lot of data. But on the public map, they can handle only a certain amount of data. But the idea on the government or the corporate, big corporate, they want to use a map like public map, but they want to be able to handle a lot of information. So what we are doing here, you can see like different icons show different category. Everything you define your own. You can have like the polygon or you can have a circle. Everything that I save it here, I save as a geometry. So you can do the search by geometry. You can do the create one street and make a buffer, something like that. So you can see we can define your own category and define your own color for each criteria. Now when you click on each icon, what happens is we integrate all the data Let's say like one company, you may have information for the outlet. You may have information for the pictures. You can have information for the statistic, like how much volume you sell for each location. Or if you go to the sales side, they go by product volume. If you go to the marketing side, they may go to like the number of people that actually go to the store, something like that. Everything that you see it here, we can configuration the whole thing on the back end. So we don't have to customize the programming at all. Same thing with the extra form. Extra form is like the questionnaire form. Right now we have developed the system for the UNICEF. Imagine like they have the form 5-page. Now, first thing, how do you know that guy actually go to the house and make interview? Second of all, with the paper that we have, it takes forever to just go one by one and go back and forth like that. Now with the system, we can integrate the whole form, everything to the system. The guy that go out there, we know exactly when did you go and where did you go. And you take out the pictures, now you fill the form. You don't have to wait until the end of the day to come back to the office. You can send the data from your hand right away. After you finish it, you submit the data to the internet, to the cloud. Now once the data is submitted to the internet, the admin on centralized, they can figure it out and give the report as a geographic and also the statistic right away. You don't have to wait a whole month or 3 months. We also support the link, like most of people, like CCTV for example, we can direct the link URL direct to the point. So on this screen, basically I integrated all the MS information into one point. And depends on the security that you have, depends on the right that you have. You will see only the certain stuff, which means I allow you only work on the certain part of your stuff. Now I collect all the people together up to the tree as a hierarchy. Now the top and management can see everyone under him by the umbrella. Same thing on the mobile. When you go to the mobile, you will see the section look exactly the same with the web. Only difference is we're using the GPS on the mobile. If I do the polygon, I just go to the first position, second position, and third position, and turn on polygon. By doing this, imagine what they did before. You have to bring a GPS, you have to bring a camera, and a bunch of paper go together. Now, just on equipment, you go to get everything and get the data right away. You can do the search data, depends on the right, and view the map to the mobile. Now, the way we display data, the first thing we display by distribution. As I told you, the different icon mean different category. You can see different icon everywhere, a whole country. So I can zoom in, I can export from the screen and tell you how many point by category that you have, or what type of volume that you are looking for. It depends on how you structure the database. Same thing, every statistic data we automatically created the report for you. We don't have to customize one report for every request that you have. So let's say, like, for example, this is a sample of the flooding 2 years ago. By looking at the map, you can tell right away which part of Thailand has the most flooded. Or you can zoom by the city, you can zoom by the emperor. By looking at this, the executive people can make decision. Let's say the red one means if I'm going to go help, I need to bring food with the medicine, specific medicine. If I go to the orange, it means I go to food with the general medicine. If I go to yellow, it just starts flooded, so I only help for the food. So by looking at the thematic map like this, you make a decision based on the location, not only by the graph. But same thing, we can also support you as a graph too. Another thing on the tracking, on every mobile device, by whoever below me, I can track them right away. We not track the way they work, the way they walk. We only track what they actually send to you. So let's say like I have sales guy, 10 people walk on the street. So you can see right away where actually he go there and what kind of data information they submit to the system. So this way you can track them and help them analyze. We develop one software for the military. Imagine like when you go survey, you don't have to bring expert with you. You just bring the camera, you just bring the PDA. So once the guy sees something suspicious, he can take the PDA and take a picture and send the information back to the central office with the expert sit on the back and tell you, okay, this is something that you have to do 1, 2, 3, something like that. You can export to Excel. Now we go to since the time is quite short. Okay, this is the real system. We run the whole system through the Microsoft Azure now. Actually, we have a system from site license, dedicated license, and also the Microsoft Azure. As you can see, when we move to the Azure, our client getting smaller because now we talk about we support like one company may have only 4 cells. With the Microsoft Azure, we can do that because now we don't have to invest a lot of money. We don't have to invest servers. Now everything goes to the cloud now. You can see first, you can see the map. This map application is not like normal map application. You can see how fast it is and actually connect to the internet now. You can see how fast we can zoom out the map. We can actually move the map to anyone, like I move to Google. Now you can see like we start seeing the data. I need a piece of paper. You can see the data over on the Google. You can get a satellite from anyone. If we get a satellite, now we get a satellite from Google or Microsoft or Bing or anyone. So on the public map, we have a bunch of map information everywhere. So why don't we just use it? And we can overlay the thing that you need. Okay, now once we move to the map, now we start seeing the information. Another thing that I show you, this is an overlay, the one that we did for non-turbulent. You can see we overlay the GS data, like the water barrier, and same thing with the area of the water flooded, and same thing with we can overlay a bunch of it, like the statistic information, like population. Those information, normally we cannot overview to the web. Normally we have to do to the client base. And because the client base, now think about when it flooded, it's impossible to make people to go to the office. So everyone has to work through the equipment, like the mobile or the web-based application. Everyone work on the internet now. Once we move to the internet, you can see we can overlay information like GIS, many times GIS. We can do the public information, like when we click on the public information. Now we bring out the information. This is the public information. So basically, we collect the data from everywhere connected to you. Second, another thing that I can do, you can see most people, they want to do the search, not only by the database. Now you can see, like, because we have a location, geolocation everywhere on the map. So now imagine, like, I can do the search, like, I want to do the search only by geometry. It's only quite difficult to click the mouse here. Like, for example, I want to get my circle. I can get the circle data right away to whatever we have here in the circle. Now, when you do a search like this, I can also export to you right away. Whatever you see at the screen, we can tell you, okay, how many categories we have. And we can switch to multiple graph, multiple way you want it. This way, imagine for the executive, today you may want to see only for example, for Kadi, they see the dealer only. Next day, you want to see dealer plus with the supplier. So you never know what happened. So what we did is, we did like the dashboard for them. So they can select the way they want it, what they wanted. If I click on any information, if I click on, let's say like I click on pinpoint, now we can bring information, like the information that you decide for. You can have pictures. You can see, if you take out the pictures from the mobile, it tells you the angle of the mobile too. This is very important because now you need to make sure they actually go there and take a picture on the way you want it. Otherwise, they might, a lot of people, they make it cheap by, like the client right now, they don't have to go there. They can see right away. You can get the statistic information. You can have many types of information that you decide for. This is one example. Another example that we have, this is it's like I don't know what they call it, but imagine like the cabling everywhere in Thailand. like the fiber channel, not fiber channel, fiber cable or copper cable for the whole country. When you look at the GIS, it's almost impossible to look like this. So once we move the GIS data to the web, now we can see the whole thing. If you have an iPad, you can see the same thing I did on the web base. Now you can see, for example, imagine this is like the way they store the cable. By looking at GIS, lawyer no way they can tell where's my location that I have to go sue you. Now with the situation right now, they can bring the iPad and walk over there and look around where's my nearest location around here that has stolen issue. So they can get information right away by looking at the information like that. Same thing, we can do the export data. Now this is all the information that collect to the system. Now we automatically create the report like thematic map. Let me give you a sample. Let's say this is the volume of the cells that you have over Thailand. Now by looking at the map like this, you can tell right away which part of Thailand has the most cells. Or you can view as a graph. If you click on the graph, it will show as a graph. Now if you want to focus, I can click on the center line of Bangkok, center line of Thailand. Now it's zoom to, not difficult to click the mouse here. Okay. Now yes, I zoom to the center line of Bangkok. Now you start seeing which part of Bangkok, which part of central Thailand has the most cells. Same thing, I can create a graph. I just plot the graph by the location that we have. See, this is the example of how you do the information real time. So the first problem that we have, normally when you have salespeople everywhere, imagine like when you go to the cloud, like the marketing, they have a corporate globalized. The problem that they have the data on different time zones. So one sales guy may send the data 2 days ago. Another guy sent the data like 3 weeks ago. Now when you get the information, it takes you another week or 2 weeks to collect information and bring it to the Excel or bring it to the graph. Now basically people make decisions based on different time zone and different time of data collection. So by using the system, now we get the data real time. We can help the people on the field. And now we can manipulate data and give them the data analysis almost like instantly. This is how we develop a system like this. And with the cloud on Microsoft Azure, we're very confident that we're going to be able to support the globalized. Like in the future, it's not that big anymore. Normally, it's very big a deal to do the globalized. But now with the cloud system, we can move to the cloud to China. Like we take only 10 minutes to move everything to the cloud in China. Now, people in China start working right away. So this is one thing that we are the first one that integrate the system to the cloud with the Microsoft Azure. And we're very thankful to Microsoft for that. That help us to integrate the whole thing. And we hope in the future we can make a lot of applications like this. The key of system over here, very most important thing is the speeding. Because if you take a look at here, our map engine is very fast. You may have the best system in the world, but it's not going to work. It is too slow for people to use. So what we try to do, we do everything to make sure you can run to the web. Right now, I'm connected to the mobile, and even less than 500K. And imagine if we have 3G, we can see the map almost instantly, and we can take care of the data. We can take care of data like what we did here. It's like almost 2,000. Let's say if I move a little bit more than 10,000. Most of the map on public, you couldn't do it. You can do only 2,000 points, the maximum. But now we can make up to like over 10,000 or 100,000. It's no big deal now. Right here you can see 4,000. You can see the speeding point is very fast. So this is a key thing that we like to present today about the Thai. We hope it's going to be the first Thai company that can move to the cloud and show to the world we can make a lot of things easier than we normally do. And thank you for it.